So I draw my sketch.
Bro, what is that?
You can do that.
Can I just click generate off of that?
Galaxy S25 Ultra Plus and regular, and look at the variety and selection we have. I think we have every single color here. So every color of Ultra, every color, at least every color that's launching here. Sometimes Samsung will have those special order from their website only if you can get alternative colors, but like this is what's available at launch in this region. And specifications real quick, they're all gonna have Snapdragon 8 Elite. The biggest difference is gonna be battery size and screen size, obviously. Now the camera layout's gonna be different as well. Obviously, when it comes to the Ultra, you're also gonna pay a bigger price tag for the Ultra. There's a lot of similar specifications in there. The biggest battery, 5,000 milliamp hour on the Ultra model, 12 gigs RAM, 512 storage, though I think they're also gonna have a 1 terabyte option with some pretty high price tag, as you would expect. Colors are different between the two also, so I should just mention this because they're gonna have fancy names. S25 and S25 Plus, Silver Shadow, Navy, Icy Blue, and Mint, and S25 Ultra, Titanium Black, Titanium Gray, Titanium White Silver, and Titanium Silver Blue. You guys gotta realize I am shooting this in advance of the official announcement, and so therefore I'm gonna be discovering these things at the same time that I'm broadcasting these discoverings to you. However, I could have already known that pen input was gonna be there on the Ultra if I just looked at the graphic on the box. Look at that little pen right there. Okay, cool. Let's start with the S25 and we'll unbox these colors and then we'll move to the Plus and finally the Ultra. So first up, this is the mint color. And that is, yeah, definitely quite minty. Very boxy design. Familiar, dare I say familiar design, Will, as he nods his camera. I do like the mint. It's fresh. Camera layout, incredibly minimal. Just 3 individual lenses, as you can see. Power switch, volume rocker, symmetrical front-facing camera, SIM tray, Type-C on the bottom of the device. Not much else in the packaging. Obviously, we've got our SIM tool. They do put a cable in here. USB-C cable, and a SIM tool, and a little bit of paperwork. Now, obviously, no power brick in the package, 2025. However, we do have some pretty sick options, including some new stuff from Anker, our sponsor. Look at this unit with the display. Shows you the recharge level. Plus, are you kidding me? Look at this. The retractable Type-C, so you never need to remember it, with the magnetic touch on the top. And then, what about this? Are you serious? Look at this. Look how they thought about it. You got the little handle, which doubles as a strong braided cable. This is both in and out capable. And the Instacord, as they call it, also in and out capable. 165 watts, 25,000 milliamp hour capacity, 3 Type-C ports, 1 Type-A port. The retractable cord is 2.3 feet. They say that this reinforced lanyard can hold up to 44 pounds. Powers 4 devices at once. The display will show you battery health, temperature, the activity on all of your ports, and the output wattage. It is approved for your flight, and of course, it will charge any of these Galaxy S25s or iPhones or otherwise. But if you just need the power brick to charge all of your goods, here is a 140 watt power brick, which is complete overkill for your S25. We can charge one device at 40 watts, one device at 140 watts, do your laptop and your smartphone at the same time, and then maybe even chuck in like some sort of third device. We'll just expose the fact that this design places your cabling downward instead of out, bringing the entire thing further away from the wall or power strip. Instead, all your cabling straight down. Beautiful, Will. Well done. I'm really glad you designed that. Like, that was such a good idea. Okay, so number 1 is mint. Next up, we have navy. Ooh, that's a nice navy, Will. What do you say to that? You could use something like that, couldn't you? Wow. That is rich. I like that. I mean, it has a little, not a color shift, but just it sort of shimmers, a little shimmer to it depending on the way that the light is hitting it. This one is called Silver Shadow. It has a little blue undertone to it. You can see the way the frames are matching up to the back plates, even though the frames appear to be aluminum, and I presume that the back plates are glass. It's got that frosted type of glass. The blue is gonna pick up a little more in terms of fingerprints because it is a darker shade. And then lastly, we have one more blue option. This one is called Icy Blue. And this is for those that want a lighter blue. So 2 different blue options. Maybe gonna show a few more fingerprints on the darker of the 2 blues, so something to consider. We can step up to the bigger boys. However, the colors are going to be the same. The unboxing experience also the same. We step up from 4,000 milliamp hours to 4,900 milliamp hours. We also move from a 6.2 inch display up to a 6.7, and we're getting an improvement in resolution from 2340 by 1080 up to 3120 by 1440. Also, interestingly enough, this guy, the Plus, is gonna charge faster. So 25 watt fast charging on the regular and 45 watt super fast charging on the Plus. Something to consider, maybe a motivation to step up to the Plus model. Mint, Icy Blue, Silver Shadow. Now the design language here, I mean, this is kind of as minimal as you can get. You have your boxy stylus smartphone, very little flair in terms of your camera layout. It looks like it's all meant to be as utilitarian and simple as possible. Even the branding, the logo is just this little mirrored Samsung on the bottom. It's gonna be a familiar design for a lot of people, but pushed even more into the minimal space. All right, now, let's go for the Ultra. Let's start it out with titanium gray. Now this is the big boy. This is the spot where it really kind of changes a little bit. Like this thing feels like more of a beast for sure. Even boxier design and scale. Look at the size of this thing here. And pen input with a little caddy and place for it. And what's interesting here is that this titanium model, they've got this blue tone to the pen. Very satisfying. Also this. So this is all the rage right now. These kind of raw titanium colors. It almost, I mean, it doesn't tarnish, but like you can see your fingerprints on it, but that's kind of the cool factor, I guess. It's like this raw material look. Obviously our camera section changes. We have a totally different camera setup here, including this periscope style zoom lens, and then bigger sensors. So here we go up to 50 megapixel on the f1.9 ultra wide, 200 megapixels on the f1.7 wide, 10 megapixels on the f2.4 telephoto 1, and 50 megapixels f3.4 on the telephoto 2. So way more camera versatility and presumably performance on the ultra model. The other thing is this is the biggest battery of the bunch, although it's not that much bigger than the Plus model. So this guy's 5,000 milliamp hours compared to 4,900 on the Plus model, but it just gets heavier and thicker, presumably to accommodate the bigger camera units and also in order to house the pen. Otherwise, layouts are pretty similar. Type-C on the bottom, SIM trays on the bottom, power, volume rocker, both on the right-hand side. Titanium white silver. So they're still using the word titanium across the board, I suppose. Yeah, the Ultra is putting titanium in the color name of every single one. And this must be the black. It is. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. They went two-tone with it. Well, I didn't expect that. They went two-tone with it. Another interesting design decision, Will. I don't remember having seen a two-tone phone like that. Titanium frame, matte black. I like that. That's just invigorating. Some type of alteration. The whole thing doesn't have to be black. Plus, you mostly handle it on the frame. I think a lot of people are gonna go for this one. Right here, right there. Ultra with the two-tone. Now, regardless of which color option you choose to go for, you can of course always personalize it using later case, and you're probably gonna wanna put a case on here anyways, but these are already fairly big devices, so you might wanna put something thin so you don't really screw up the feeling of your new phone. Look at this, midnight blue. You throw that over there. Look at that. Now you got your own two-tone situation going on. So you got that like blue undertone on the frame, and then you got the midnight right next to it. Look how thin that is. On a big phone like the Ultra, you're really gonna notice if you bulk it up with a case that's too fat. Look at that. With the titanium on the side. And of course, we can also do our classic with Samsung's new two-tone. You could do it like this. Really unlimited options for customization, but most importantly, the texture, the feel, and the thinness of a later case. It just blends so well with these boxy Samsung devices. Oh, and the other thing is no magnets here. So if you have a bunch of like magnetic accessories, mounts for your car, stuff like that, we also have the later case mag lock, which is this little guy. And this is super easy to install onto your later case, whichever color you end up going with. In this case, you can put the black on top of the black, kind of like this. So you add the mag lock, and then you get the wonderful world of magnetic chargers and mounts available to you, even on your S25 Ultra or otherwise. So one thing I like about these Samsung devices is we can boost our brightness even if we're indoors by using the extra brightness selection button. On some other devices, you actually have to go outside, so the ambient light has to hit a certain level, and then it automatically enables the extra brightness. But what if I just want it on my own accord manually? Well, I can do that here. Also, for motion smoothness, we can choose between adaptive and standard. Obviously, adaptive gives us up to 120 hertz on the refresh. So the standout thing on the front, I mean, obviously the screens look beautiful, and yeah, the Ultra looks the best to me. The contrast is ever so slightly greater in appearance, at least to my eyes in this environment. And it's almost like the way that it's laminated, there's less glare. You probably can't see this on camera, but to my eyes right in front of it, this is the best looking display. It also has the slimmest bezel. They've all got that nice symmetrical thing going on, but the Ultra has the slimmest amount of bezel. Here's another interesting observation. Because they've chosen this titanium frame, it helps you appreciate the actual bezel size being as thin as it is. If that frame was black, then this ridge right here would also be black, and you would just think it was part of the screen bezel, which it's not. But it is substantially heavier, so it's not just larger. Like when I'm holding this feels, you know, this in your pocket is gonna be far less cumbersome. Let's see how they sound. Be read by the individual who's wearing them, so you can do things like navigation. It has some basic AI through the likes of ChatGPT, where it can read out results. You can use it as a sort of teleprompter if you want to have information displayed that you can reference. Of course, you can also see persistent things like the weather, your agenda or schedule, and your notes. Of course, you can also see persistent things like the weather, your agenda or schedule, and your notes. Well, I would say they sound comparable, but the Ultra here has interactive with the rest of the world. The best, you're not pulling like out your low phone, end, but you are getting this extra information. Here you get an idea, little almost like dot matrix idea of the shape of the glasses. Like really solid stereo, where I'm having equivalent amounts of audio on the left and right channel. They all look great. Displays, I can't really complain. This is a tough environment for displays because it's very bright in here. Like we have overhead lights, lights that can reflect that are directly facing me. I mean, it's not as tough as outdoors, but like we have so much brightness and contrast. So yeah, good stuff there. Audio, not a huge discrepancy between the three models, just a slight edge to the Ultra in my opinion. Now next up, let's talk about camera versatility. So if we start out with the S25 standard 1x shot, there we go. Wow, I mean, those images still look pretty awesome, honestly. Ultra wide's a little bit fuzzier. I mean, the standard wide is gonna look the best. They really punchy. It's always a combination too with Samsung between their cameras and sensor choices, but then also the way their displays are kind of vibrant and saturated. It really gives that pop to your images. So you have those three options as far as optical is concerned. You can keep zooming beyond that. I can just do digital zoom, which is actually decently effective, but you can see you have trouble keeping it steady, especially indoors. If you want more reach, then obviously you want to have the optical zoom that the Ultra is going to give you, but we're not there yet. Let's see if we can notice any difference on the Plus model. I don't expect there to be much difference here. 1x, 0.6, 2, 3, They're comparable. I was hunting for a difference, but they're very comparable. And I almost forgot selfie. Let's see if I flip this around. I'm getting slightly different results, but nothing crazy. Okay, so let's move over to the Ultra, which I'm most interested in. Look at this, 0.6, 1x, 2, 3, 5, 10. Whew. Okay, in this case, I'll just start with the 0.6, focus it center. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. So you really can't compare. I mean, how are you gonna compete with that level of optical? You can't. That's not digital, it ain't no crop. It's the real deal, and the detail is tremendous. And that's really been the story with the Ultra, hasn't it? Periscope style folded zoom lens, extra reach if you want it. What, did you think you were gonna be upset with the cameras on the S25 Ultra? Probably not. You probably expected it to be a premium performer, and I presume that's what you're going to have. Very limited testing here in this unboxing and initial impressions, but super punchy, very vibrant, and lots of versatility, especially on the Ultra model, right? Like, to just open up your camera app and be like, 0.6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, how do I want to shoot this? Okay, now we are 4K 60, and this is the test that we wanted. And check out the stabilization. This is tough at this level. Look, I'm following him. Hey man, that's a little much. You're a little quick. Look at my stabilization right now. You thought I was shaky hands. I'm just gonna back off to 5, 3, 2. I go to the standard one. Let's get up close. Who's that guy?
That's the autofocus.
Damn.
Is it actually really good?
Damn.
Huh?
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Damn.
Old?
Damn.
Okay.
Autofocus is sick. I'm not lying.
Actually,
You don't believe me?
I did.
I'm telling you. And the zoom is crazy. Look at the zoom. Look how stable that is. I'm at 10x on a phone. That's usable. Like all of a sudden I'm shooting nature, birds, squirrels, ducks. Get your ducks in a row. So of course, it's 2025, so you gotta have some sort of AI component to your new product launch. So they've got something called Galaxy AI, which they're saying is advanced intelligence. It comes with something called Now Brief. That's this little icon over here. Now, this phone hasn't been populated with my behaviors yet, so we're seeing the weather in this case. Of course, I can jump into my settings and choose more content to include in these briefings. However, it's obviously gonna get smarter with time and start to populate with interesting things. It could be news, it could be weather. It can also work to enhance your communication. Call Assist gives you real-time translation during voice calls. Writing Assist helps you with composing, organizing, and improving your text. So this is for all your documents and correspondence. Interpreter is live translation for spoken conversations.
कितने बजे आपने आज निकलना है काम से?
What time do you have to leave work today?
Wow. I was hoping that it was going to be later, but I feel all these text messages in my pocket, which are telling me otherwise.
That was really close. There was one word in there that I didn't know what that meant.
That might be your problem, though.
It probably is. Yeah, my Hindi is no good.
All of these things integrate into the native Samsung apps like Notes, the voice recorder, and the browser. And there's even some image-based AI, such as Photo Assist, Drawing Assist, Audio Eraser, and Photo Ambient Wallpaper. Audio Eraser will eliminate distracting noise in your videos by adjusting the volume of voices, wind, and other sounds, so aim to reduce the volume of the nuisances, crowds, wind, dogs. So I draw my sketch.
Bro.
What is that?
You can do that.
Can I just click generate off of that?
Yeah.
It's pretty close to yours.
Yes. This is good stuff. Okay, it's like I'm sketching, or I can use one of my own pictures, but let's just say I'm sketching, right? Does it know that that's a tree though? Like that'd be, yes it does. I don't mind this, Mo. It's cool, right? I'm just saying because like usually I'm using my voice prompts in order to design things. I'm describing something. I'm just gonna start just doodling here. Then I'm gonna go to, let's say pop art. That's cool. That's cool, man. This is the best case yet I've had for a pen on your phone, is now that there's the AI component. That's a pretty cool functionality. So there it is. That's a quick look at the new S25, S25 Plus, and S25 Ultra. in all of the colors. And I'd like to know from you guys in the comments which of those you would choose. Obviously, pricing could play a role. Presumably, the standard model starting around $800, and then we're going all the way up to like $1,300 for the Ultra. If you are the type that would select the Ultra, what would be the reason? Is it the slightly better battery? Is it the pen input? Is it the better camera setup or the nicer display? There's obviously a number of reasons. I'm just curious which is the most compelling to you. Also, remember to check out our partners over at Anchor. Tons of cool charging accessories, obviously the latest ones, which I talked about in this video, and then some classics. If you choose to put that magnetic ring, the Maglock ring, onto your new later case, you can get this little charge stand, which supports it. And then of course, your variety of other accessories, power banks, and power bricks, because you're gonna need one anyways. And here you got 45 watts, little package with foldable prongs. This would be a simple companion for any of these devices.